Okay, so Marvel unveiled the lineup for their all-new, predominantly all different Avengers, the book that they're going to release on Free Comic Day. So you have Thor, the female Thor. You have, I guess people call him Captain Falcon. So you have the Sam Wilson Captain America. I like the fact that he still keeps the wings. So he has a nice version with the variation of kind of the essentially the Winter Soldier movie sort of suit, which I will say is an upgrade up from the generic American flag style. Keeping the wings, rocking the shield. Okay. You got, I think it's Sam Alexander is the name of your Nova. Have kept up with Nova all that much. So you got your Nova. I think it's Kamala Kwan, which is your current Miss Marvel. Miles Morales Spider-Man. Someone in an Iron Man suit. It might be Tony, it might not be Tony. You know, they could just put the suit there and be like, is it Iron Man? Could Pepper Potts be in the suit? That's hard to tell. And Vision. So the weird thing is, the majority of this team, you know, with your four primary and the diamond at the top, you've got a Thor, an Iron Man, a Captain America, and Vision. So you're pretty close to a more original lineup. Just different people in those title roles. The Vision again looks different. I guess they wanted to keep with, you know, do you want to bring back the all-white Vision? It would look really weird because there's a lot of other just bright, vibrant colors going on. Kamala Kwan, Miss Marvel. I've paid through one of her books. I can tell it's definitely not written for someone of my age. I do get why it is a wildly fantastic. It's written well. The art style works. And if you're a female fan of comics, wouldn't you like to read a story about a young person who is a female fan of comics who has superpowers? I mean, that makes perfect sense. There was a character that DC used to do called Mary Marvel. In fact, the majority of the Captain Marvel family was normally kids and teenagers who would say Shazam and would become superheroes. Why DC never thought that would be something you could really easily push. You could have a multi-ethnic group of individuals that all share powers that they get from different gods. To me, it makes sense. Miles Morales taking over the role of Spider-Man in the main universe. They have said Peter Parker is fine. This is awesome. Here's why. One of the Secret Wars tie-ins deals with a married Peter Parker. So they realized breaking the marriage was kind of dumb. I will sell my marriage to Mephisto to bring back my Aunt May. Lame, stupid, pissed off fans. I will say the idea of having Peter Parker still existing in the universe, but instead, he is a husband, he's a father, hopefully they'll have a little daughter maybe, who will take up Daddy's mantle later on in life. Will he potentially be a college professor who's also working full-time? It would be hard to do those three things successfully, as well as being an Avenger. I think putting him in that mentorship role is going to be fantastic. What DC used to do is all main heroes, you know, Batman had Robin, and he had a small bad family. And at any point in time, if Bruce Wayne were to step away, someone else could fill the spot. And it was smart, because then you had your older established characters who were mentoring teenage characters who might just be sidekicks. That at any point in time, if you wanted to push them out to pasture, you had this ready, created group of individuals. For some strange reason, Marvel has decided to really run with this, and they're being successful at it. For the life of me, I don't know why DC hasn't been successful at it. For a very long time when they did all their multiple Earths, it made sense. You had a one where, Batman was retired, but he had kids. He was married, he was happy. You could do a universe where there's retired Batman, he's got a lineage, the family's doing the work for him. Because guess what? That might be Peter Parker's role. He's going to be the older guy, he's going to be the mentorship role, he's going to be effectively retired, he's going to have other things going on, but he will be the person who can be there when Miles has a problem, or to help other younger superheroes. It's a really, really smart move. That way then, someone who grew up reading Peter Parker Spider-Man, he's not perpetually a loser teenager. He went from being a smart loser teenager to going to college, to having issues in college, to becoming someone who is successful, someone who's married. It's like the character actually progressed with the audience. So you used to do with Golden Age characters. It is a smart move. One big thing to comics currently is they really try to focus on, they're like, we want young money. Screw old money, we want young money. Not knowing that you could pull from both. You could have the older established comic fan who's going to have disposable income, who's going to be the person who's going to buy statues, who's going to buy the more premium things. And then you can do the exact same thing, you can have the younger audience who might like a different character. Case in point, Green Lantern. When they announced Ryan Reynolds, people went, but the Green Lantern's black. You know he's black because you watch Justice League Unlimited. You didn't read the comics. If you read the comics at the time, you would have known about Kyle. Other people are like, why is Hal? I thought his name was Kyle. So he's going to play a gay guy, but isn't he also black? So the fact that you had multiple characters named Green Lantern, depending on where you grabbed your information from, you had no idea who the character was. This way you can do, Spider-Man. Well, which one? You have two. You have Peter Parker, you have Miles. You have your older Spider-Man, your younger Spider-Man. They're both Spider-Man. They exist in the exact same universe. They can have similar powers. Because they're two different characters, but they can still have a level of interaction. Which therefore allows you to use the pre-establishment of one to help build the other one. And once you make that bridge from the younger audience, might go, who's this professor he's talking to? And they might throw out Peter Parker. Maybe some of his older issues are more tailor-made to something that they might have experienced or have already experienced. Or maybe you have an older fan going, who's this young kid? Maybe they grab a couple of older issues of Ultimate Spider-Man. They kind of go, I have something similar with this character. And it allows you to have two parallel paths that can attract a wider audience. It just